Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Given the unstable state of the economy in 2023, the governments of the world, including the one in which I reside, the United States, are completely debasing fiat currencies in light of the current inflation situation. In light of the foregoing, I find this headline quite intriguing. CNBC reports this. Costco has gold bars for sale, and they're going fast. First of all, let's clear up a few of things. A hedge against inflation is appealing for obvious reasons. That's so obvious that it's almost silly. But I can't help but wonder if those Costco gold bar buyers are indeed individuals. Can they accept cryptocurrency payments? Have they heard about my online seminars? Are they the crypto-savvy individuals? I have a hunch, and yes, it's only a hunch, that the average person doesn't understand XRP and would rather purchase gold than XRP. The fact that almost no one has ever held XRP at any point in time is both a problem and an opportunity for us in September 2023, when we are currently contemplating this situation, but there are so few payments made in XRP that we might as well round down to zero. And certainly, there are millions of us. Our crypto community is one of the largest in the world. Also, I get it. However, this is precisely why it's so thrilling. Almost no one lives here yet, but when they do, the excitement level will skyrocket. Bitcoin soared beyond $27,000 in the previous 24 hours, and some of the most credible analysts I follow are convinced that the market has already bottomed out. Of course, that doesn't rule out the possibility that it could fall below that mark. However, this is the point where significant opposition began. Even as recently as yesterday, I highlighted the viewpoints of a handful of analysts who were predicting, "Hey, you should expect this," including incredible grip down, and today I will share with you what he has to say about it. But there is a lot of fun to be had in the crypto realm. In the future, we're just at the beginning now. And you know what? That's great. But before I go any further, I should clarify that I am not a financial expert and am not giving any form of financial advice. Also, you shouldn't make any financial decisions based on the content of my YouTube videos. I merely love talking about cryptocurrency as a pastime. As I write this, XRP is worth about 50.98 cents, however it briefly traded above 51 cents. And it was simply following Bitcoin's lead, as XRP so often does. That's fine and dandy then. Bitcoin has recently been trading at around $27,000, with a high of $27,286. The cryptocurrency bullishness/bearishness index has been at 48 during the past 24 hours. As a result, people are no longer terrified, instead, they are indifferent. It's a good thing, too, because I don't watch Glee. And to think that all those cute little retail buyers are hiding beneath their covers and crying their eyes out right now. There is no pleasure in that for me. It's relieving to know that they don't take sides. As far as I'm concerned, right now. Wow, that's amazing. 2 thumbs up from you on a scale from 1 to 10. CNBC reports that gold bars sold at Costco have sold out in just a few hours. The warehouse club Costco is famous for its low prices on a wide range of products. Everything I needed to live, from groceries to luggage to appliances to gold bars, cost MK, which is why my voice is so high. I think I may have misconstrued the reference, but the retail warehouse behemoth is your one-stop shop for 1-ounce gold pamps, was Lady Fortuna versus Ken bars. A beautifully rendered, for-sale product doesn't impress me too much. The price is a steal at only honestly no public. Why do we need all those words in that it's called bitch? The bar is owned by Lady Fortuna Vickery and goes by the name. Why do we need to call it pamps? If that's your company name, Elon Musk, could you maybe shorten it to just one letter? A gold GE, anyone? Okay, I'm curious. You need membership to see this, but apparently there is one, and they're going for just under $2,000 at the moment. Recently, if Reddit talk is to be believed, gold is selling like hotcakes regardless of its price, which as of Wednesday afternoon was $1,876.56 per ounce on the spot market. According to remarks made by Costco's CFO, Richard Galanti, on Tuesday. He mentioned how popular the bars are during the company's quarterly earnings call and how quickly they sell out. Here's what he had to say about it. "A couple of people have called to tell me that they saw on the internet that we were selling 1-ounce gold bars. This is true, but the bars sell out quickly after they are added to the site, and we only allow one purchase per member and per quote. Perhaps they simply have a limited supply. But there is always that one person who thinks, yep, I want a piece of that when they see something they enjoy." What a fascinating turn of events. For if you're trusting Costco with your gold purchases, who are you trusting with the rest of your network? What exactly does one do in such a room? You've got a 401k plan and everything, but what do you even do with it? I guess I'm just curious. Besides, I have nothing at all against gold. Not me, I don't invest in gold. However, as I'm sure many of you in the audience are aware, I see no problem with diversifying into precious metals. Since you already know that I've been investing more money into cryptocurrency in recent years, I'll simply say that I prefer to keep things a little bit more simple for myself. Beyond that, I'm mostly just interested in traditional finance, which is dull but frickin' works, you know, just holding stuff for a long time and being in equities. Therefore, I have nothing against gold. And who knows, maybe I'll bite the bullet and buy them someday. But if there's one thing I'm not going to do, it's buy gold from Costco online. That is not something I plan to use, and I find it interesting that some individuals are choosing to invest in gold rather than digital currency. Also, I'm making an assumption and speculating on it. I recognize that as well. I would wager that you don't have any exposure to the Bitcoin asset class if you're the kind to buy gold at Costco. That may not be the case for everyone. Perhaps someone here has recently purchased gold from Costco and is listening. But I guess I'm curious as to why that particular location is the default option. Perhaps they simply ran out, then, due to a lack of availability. But other than that, I think it would be a great asset to have as a safeguard against inflation. Yes, I see your point. Furthermore, inflation has been completely unmanageable. So, I have no objections to that. And that's not the only reason I'm interested in cryptography. And sure, I do realize that cryptocurrency mirrors the movement of the stock market. And I still don't give a damn. Even if crypto prices drop significantly and you want to blame it on the state of the stock market, I'll still be buying it. At some point in the future, it will rise, and the subsequent multiplier impact from the bottom will much outweigh what happens when you get out of the bottoms of what happens in the stock market. So, even though there is that association, I still don't care because of the multiplier effect. So, even though I know it follows the same pattern of movement as equities, I continue to buy it for myself as a hedge anyway. Because it has such a multiplicative effect when it moves in tandem with stock markets. To be honest, I couldn't care less. I'm taking this action because, in some regions, people simply don't know what's going to happen to the value of the dollar. Absolutely. That makes complete sense to me. I just don't believe into the story that crypto is, in the same manner that gold is a hedge against inflation due to its underlying technological and technical parameters. That's all I want to say. For the time being. It's not any more difficult. The bright side is that we are ahead of the curve with XRP, and I'd venture another guess that most people buying gold at Costco have never heard of XRP. Where are you in September of 2023, though? Despite the large number of people that were supposedly watching crypto, hardly no one actually cared about it. Furthermore, during the first half of 2021 in particular, he basically invented laser eyes, diamond hands, and the whole hogwash. This means that no one is paying attention besides you guys. You deserve praise for sticking around. Bear markets always look like this, and although AV and I are a touch above ground level, you can still see the general layout of my fitness center. But in a year or 2 or 3, or however long it takes, the excitement will return. And when that time comes, it will be amusing to think back and say, yep, well, we were here to hold yourself. And if you're talking in local terms, like the price movement of the past few days, then the bottom is probably in, according to the opinions of a few of very popular animals. So, here's a piece by Josh Rager, a chart analyst. If $25,000 for a Bitcoin represents a local bottom, then who wrote what? In my own opinion, I imagine there will be a lot of complaints if this occurs. Then, he attached this graph, which turned out to be a simple Bitcoin/US dollar chart. Someone called Luffy texted the words credible crypto and blockchain backer in response, claiming that these two groups have been making these claims for some time. Indeed, they have, and credit must be given where it is due. I find their opinion to be trustworthy, so I've been emphasizing it on my channel. In my opinion, they are quite competent in their field. They don't always see eye to eye, but that's to be expected. However, they agreed within a narrow range on what Bitcoin should cost at its lowest. The blockchain backer predicted that the price would drop to $24,800, but it has remained above that level. They agreed that an increase in price was the most likely outcome. The evidence points in that direction. No promises can be made at this time. But in terms of the likelihood of events, they seem quite sure of themselves, don't they? And then respectable crypto noticed that post, reposted it and wrote, folks are beginning to recognize today that market structure at $24,800 was never shattered. And we'd hit rock bottom, for sure. Right. So, it stands to reason that probabilities, not absolutes, should be used when discussing chart analysis. That made the most sense to him. Someone named Rick Nachos, or Rick Nachos, if that's how it's supposed to be said, wrote the following, probably surrounded by quotation marks. So apparently, he finds it ridiculous when people use the word likely instead of guarantee. I get the impression that some people have the expectation that chart animals will confidently assert, no, this is what is going to happen, and then stick to their guns. As for the rest, I realized that it was all hoo-ha, nonsense, and horse-pucky. If you ask me, that's what great crypto is thinking, at least, I assume that's what they're thinking. Since he knew there were no assurances, he answered in the affirmative. If I had a crystal ball, I'd say there's zero chance of anything else happening. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't predict the future. The bottom, I say, is $24,800, and if you've been reading my work over the past month, you know I'm quite certain about that number. I've been stressing that to him over and over. The frequency with which he is right compels me to include him on my channel. And this seems to be another one of those situations where his reasoning falls apart. It does so because what he thinks is most probable, and what blockchain supporters and anyone else thinks is most probable, even if it's most rational to believe that after the fact, isn't always what actually occurs. Sometimes the improbable occurs, sometimes the unlikely occurs. Just because something improbable isn't happening here, doesn't mean the people involved aren't competent in their field. But when this really takes off, it will be thrilling to watch. Since I've been in this country for close to 6 years, I know that it will happen again, as it has several times before. And to me, that seems like an absolute certainty. And, you know, in terms of raw dollars, it'll be an unprecedented spike. How about a percentage rise in terms of dollars for the next market cycle? Actually, I doubt it. Since there is currently far less capital in XRP than there is in Bitcoin, I am confident in saying that XRP will significantly outperform Bitcoin in the near future. It will melt faces and obliterate Bitcoin in terms of performance in the multiplier effect from bottom to top. I consider it to be the most likely outcome for each asset. Since the status of XRP has been clarified legally, it is free to operate. You can expect it to remain a corporate job that tracks the market as a whole. That happened in 2021, despite the SEC case, fewer people cared, though, because they were afraid. Because of this, XRP is the only top 10 crypto at the moment that did not reach a new all-time high. But because this is typical, I shall wait as patiently as I can. If it weren't for the SEC, I probably would have had my life-changing money a few years ago. But I won't spend the day in tears about it. I'm really jaded about it at the moment, so I vent about it in my pitches. And I'm kind of decent at it. Now would be an excellent moment to make a few pitches. At times, it serves as a release. However, I refuse to let this defeat me. Not that my life is full of joy right now. Every day is wonderful. Every morning I jump out of bed with a smile on my face because life is so great. And it still will come, since market cycles can't be stopped by a bunch of petty bureaucrats at the SEC. That means we'll be missing out on our share. All I want to say is that appears to be the case. No, I don't give out financial advice. Nothing I say or write should be used as justification for the purchase or sale of anything. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.